Join me. Together we can rule the galaxy far and south.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
This is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them.
Hello there, Space Wizards, Plastic Spacemen, and Rebel Princesses. This is Todd Hoffman and
Trent Hoffman.
This is Big T and Little T, a Star Wars podcast. Welcome to episode 157.
No, it's halfway.
It's more than half.
I know.
To what? 200?
200. Yes.
Yeah.
200.
Okay, there you go. Today we're going to be talking about Ahsoka season 1. Joining me today is my little buddy, Mr. Trent Hoffman.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Hey, it's the season finale, so we got to bring out the big guns. We got the heavy artillery. We got our backup, Keith and Kerwin, Father.Son.Galaxy. What is up?
Hey! Always a great time when we get together, fathers and sons.
Yeah, it's double the trouble. That's
the Mirror Squad.
Yes, that's it.
We're gonna have some. We always try to herd the cats here, so we'll try to stay on target here, but maybe not. Yeah, exactly.
I'm probably gonna read.
So Halloween's coming up. Keith, are you dressing up?
Yes.
Okay, what are you going to be?
The Flash.
The Flash. Okay, is he your favorite DC character?
I thought you said the Flash movie was bad.
Not the movie, the CW show.
Everybody knows.
Why does everybody
right.
keep talking about the movie?
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it.
All right, we're not talking about the movie. We're talking about the character. So is it your favorite DC character?
Yes.
Wow.
He's also awful at time travel.
That's for another episode, another story.
Right. We're not here to talk about the DC universe.
No.
Trent, what are you going to be?
Terminator.
I'll
be back.
Yeah. So
You saw Terminator?
let's make a disclaimer. He's never seen Terminator, but he's going to be a Terminator.
You said in your own words, you said I will watch it. What you said, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Dad, can you help me with this?
Yeah. Stop. Why are you playing with stuff?
I
Okay.
thought that was
All right. So we're excited for Halloween. It's coming up here real soon. Okay. Here we are. We're going right into the main topic. Let's do it.
You said when you said
yeah.
You said
I'm trying to get to the main topic.
So
yeah.
You said one day, probably this weekend.
I never said this weekend.
Not this weekend, but a weekend where we could probably watch it.
We'll see. Okay. Well, that's a discussion for a different day.
It's a 50-50.
Okay. So, hey guys, you were go ahead.
What? No, you go ahead, Todd.
Okay. Guys, we got to see each other. This is the first time we're recording, but we physically got to see each other at Fan Expo, and that was like the best. It was the best.
Yeah, you purposely made me not go over there.
Yeah. That's right. It was a surprise to Trent. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we never been to Chicago before, never been to the expo. And as soon as we knew that we were going, I called up Todd and said, all right, well, we're going to be in Chicago, so we got to meet up. And
got to make it happen.
And they went to our house.
Yeah.
Yes.
We broke bread. It's official when you break bread, man. So
yeah. And we still talk about Chicago. Up to yesterday, we were talking about going back, and we had such a great time.
Well, yeah. I mean, we were just talking right before the show. I mean, that's like 3 months ago already. It's just
yeah. Time goes
2 months ago. Yeah, it's 2 months.
Yeah, exactly.
But we got to do it again soon. That was so much fun.
When did I see you too?
That's in April, but I want to go out. I want to go to Philly, man. We got to go to Philly.
Oh, so. If you see us,
we'll be just running up and down the stairs doing the Rocky thing for like most of the time.
Yeah.
But...
Have you done that? About that? Have you done it?
I did that a long time ago. This was at the turn of the millennium.
Okay.
We had this. My job was sponsoring the Rocky Run.
Oh, no way.
We were out there. Yeah, this was awesome. I think it was January the 1st, 2000. And, a lot of my coworkers were out there, and it was cold, and we had the sweatshirts on. and people were ready, and all they had to do was say, "Okay, ready, set, go," and they played the Rocky theme, and we all ran up the stairs. It's a lot of stairs. It's not
Yeah,
easy.
that's a lot of stairs. That's a lot of stairs.
There's a lot of
Yeah,
stairs,
for
but it was so much fun.
I can do it.
Yeah, I'm sure you can do that.
I actually want to
I've been
start
going
from,
up 3 flights of stairs every day just to get to my classes. I mean,
Whoa, really? Yikes.
That's good exercise. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And our
Exactly.
thing,
so the
Yeah.
stairs are linear and they don't have to loop around each other.
That's
and
good.
our thing. So if me and my dad are probably gonna start where the house was, and we're gonna walk.
Oh, we're gonna do the whole run?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It's
Then we
called-
gotta go. My best part is when he's like on around the dock. Well, that's a little bit before that's before the stairs, where he's like on the docks and he's just like booking. I'm like, oh yeah. So, anyways, all right, let's talk about our main topic, Ahsoka. But again, you guys are like our special guest. We had an origin story. We talked about the Bad Batch season 1 finale, Disney Plus Day, Book of Boba Fett finale, previewing Kenobi. We talked about Star Wars Vacation. We celebrated our 3 years together with the Andor finale. We talked about the Mando season 3 finale. So of course we got to talk about Ahsoka, which is like Keith's favorite character. So let's just start off. Let's start off with what did you guys think overall impressions of Ahsoka? So let's go with Keith.
Awesome. The show was great.
Great.
I mean, the only grievance I had.
Go ahead.
Never mind.
No. It's all right. It's all right.
I'm
Go ahead.
done.
Go ahead. Okay. All right. Okay.
You have a grievance?
Yeah, well,
Complaints
it's
to
not a
Dave
perfect
Filoni?
show. Yeah, it's not a perfect show. And I'm sure we'll get into it, but
Yeah.
it was a great show.
Yeah.
And just the fact of having Ahsoka, all right, and seeing Rosario Dawson bring this character to life, and we saw some things that we weren't expecting, which I think is good.
Yep.
But yeah, all in all, I would tell you, Baylan Skull is probably one of the best new characters in Star Wars in a long time.
Preach. Preach.
And I wanted to see where his journey was going to lead him to, and I don't know if we are ever going to see it. Don't want to get too far ahead, but I really wanted to know what was he up to, where he wanted to go. So it left us with questions, as well as excitement, and seeing Thrawn in live action and seeing the Chimera. It was awesome. It was awesome. A lot to say.
Trent?
It was good. Just the only thing
You go right. It's like good, and then you go right to complaints.
the complaint
No,
was
look, hey, why not? That's why we're here.
Yeah.
the complaint was when what's his name died.
Balin.
Not Balin.
Who?
Who did the when they were fighting over that ball thingy or whatever.
The ball thinger bobber.
The map.
The map, yeah.
Oh, you mean Ahsoka?
Yeah,
When she went on
Ahsoka
the cliff?
when she
Yeah.
killed what's his name? Lucy.
Oh, Morak. The angry wasp band, the green mist, or the whatever mist.
Yes, the
gas giant.
the ghost.
Yeah.
There are so many Morak theories online for like leading up, like who is he? Who is he? He's just a ball of gas of dark magic. So
Yeah.
Yeah, for some reason there was this theory floating around like, oh, America's Ezra Bridger, and I'm like,
Yeah, that was
No.
ridiculous.
Ezra, yeah.
no, he's
like,
not.
No, he's just black magic.
Yes,
Dark
yes,
gas.
he is.
Then and it turned into a ball of gas, and everyone was like,
Yeah.
oh.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
know,
yeah.
One thing I could say about the show is, it's
good.
it's a learning curve if you have not seen Rebels or the Clone
Oh,
Wars.
yeah.
Yeah, it
Right.
makes Rebels essential watching to
Yeah.
understand Ahsoka, which is fine for me and Dad, because we've all seen Rebels. But if this is like your first
It is a
Star
little
Wars
bit of a
show, you're
learning
gonna be
curve,
very
yeah.
confused.
And the art.
Like they didn't spend any time setting up characters; they got straight into the action. Because at this point, you should already know who these people are if you've been watching Star Wars, which made a bit of sense to me, and I think it really helped to move the action along.
Yeah, it was this tour. The one thing I'll say is this: there's no meat on this, or no fat on this thing. It's very lean and it runs at a good pace. I thought the pacing was really well done, and I really enjoyed it. It was very fast, very good, super intense. I really enjoyed it.
Mhm. I liked it. The both parts I liked was the dog. What was it called?
The dog. You mean the
Wolves,
mounts?
right?
The
Yeah,
hounds,
the
they're so-
hounds. Yeah, those.
And the hermit crabs.
And we call them hermit crabs. People might call them turtles. I think they're like
They're
Nota
turtles.
or something. I don't know.
But how did
They had little suits
Yeah.
on. I mean, how can you not like them?
wait? And the other thing, everybody says they're turtles. Do you know how? But they actually go in full. Hermit crabs do the same thing.
Yeah, we're team hermit crabs because we got hermit crabs. Yeah.
Turtles do that too.
Mhm.
I know, but they actually kind of tuck in.
Yeah.
Turtles
Turtles are part of they're part of their shell.
I know,
Yeah.
but they hide.
Yeah.
But they look like rocks, so they were in there trying to blend in. But turtles do not do that. So it's
as soon as the howler, I'm like, dude, that's a person. That's something, and it popped up.
It's not a turtle. It's a hermit crab because
there you go.
they actually like to dig in the
All right.
sand.
Let's start with we got some complaints. We'll talk through that, but all right, Kerwin.
Yeah.
Do lightsabers work anymore?
Why?
So the end of this first episode, Sabine gets stabbed.
Like what?
Boom. And we're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So
Because I was like, I didn't feel fooled in a way. Because one of the things that doesn't work with a fake out death is if there's shots of this character in the trailer that we haven't seen yet. Like if they and it's really easy with Sabine because she cuts her hair and dyes it like purple.
Yeah.
Show.
Good call, bro.
Really
Yep.
to tell the difference between scenes.
No one's fooling you, Keith. No one's fooling you, man. I totally agree. I feel like
we haven't seen those scenes yet, so it's not making much sense to me. And then I'm like, oh, she's alive. So everybody's lightsabers are just on training mode at this point. Like,
yeah, well, like here's the thing. In Obi-Wan, we saw the same thing with the Grand Inquisitor.
Twice.
He gets stabbed, and what's her face?
Reva. Yes.
Yeah, she gets stabbed too. She's fine.
Yeah.
And and there's Qui-Gon over here, like in the Force. He's like, really? These guys survive, and I can't take it, you know?
Yeah.
And Qui-Gon's like,
yeah. I remember saying, I don't know why they're doing this with lightsabers, but it's not working. I wish they would stop doing this.
Honestly, I think the shock factor died down. Like if it didn't hit the first time, it didn't hit the second or third. I feel like with the Grand Inquisitor, it wasn't a perfect fake out. Because we already knew that he had to be in Rebels and that this was a prequel.
It's the same thing. You knew that he was alive in Rebels, so it's like, well, he didn't die, you know.
True.
Exactly.
Yeah, it really fell flat.
Yeah, it did.
Exactly.
It
And
did.
the other thing I do not there's a lot of thing when it was like on a YouTube short or Instagram. So some they like now like movies are like. But now they're like back in the day they were just like doing all some cool tricks. Now it's just like the lightsabers are just.
I thought the fights was good.
I know, but back in the day
it was a little bit slower.
A little bit like fast and like pace. It's like a lot about like samurais.
All right, I'm bringing up Rebels. One of my favorite episodes. Okay, sorry.
You're fine.
Okay,
it's just the other thing I hate, but like they used to remember decapitate, chop off bodies. What is that?
I know.
It's like all they do is penetrate.
Right,
Only penetrate.
We did Star Wars. We need
a little bit older.
Well,
no, I mean, but that's what happened in the Clone Wars. You saw this. You saw,
Oh yeah, heads literally rolled.
Right.
All
Yeah.
right.
Exactly. This is supposed to be a children's show.
I'm gonna bring you back to one of my favorite episodes of Rebels, and that's when Obi-Wan is with Ezra in the desert, and then he confronts Darth Maul. That shot, that quick 1, 2, 3, and Darth Maul is. I mean, it's real quick. It's real quick. Maul uses the same moves he's trying to use in Phantom Menace, essentially, and Obi-Wan's wise to it, and it's a one hit, and it's very samurai. It's a kill shot, and that's it. And I feel like that is what a lightsaber should be, not this like I stab you and you're fine. A little back to, you're back to bed. It's like no.
Yeah.
No, so I was a little like, really? I mean, she almost gets stabbed in the same place that Qui-Gon does, and again,
Agreed.
Qui-Gon, again, those deaths push the story further. I might not have liked it when Qui-Gon died, but he got stabbed, and now Sabine dies or gets stabbed. And to Keith's point, I mean, we know she's going to be alive. It's like. Yeah. Why even do it then?
Now with Reva, I will say they executed it pretty well in that by then it was like the 5th episode. We didn't really have any more scenes with Reva that we could think of from the trailer. So I was really like, what's happening?
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
literally that same episode, she's like picking up a communicator and seeing Bail Organa, and I'm like, so
I know.
explain
All
to me
right.
how
Well,
exactly that Darth Vader decided he was going to put his saber on training mode when he decided to fight somebody who took out one of their best men and also happens to be a traitor trying to kill him.
Yeah.
He just decided training mode was like the best setting for a saber.
There's no such thing as a training mode.
But still, it makes it seem like.
But he's using the youngling sabers.
Oh, right, maybe the ones made of rubber.
yeah,
those are-
right, exactly.
And-
All right.
Wait,
The
since
pool
you-
noodle saber.
Wait,
Yeah,
since
it's like
noodles.
cold noodle sabers
Yeah.
hit different. Literally, it's pool noodles. Nobody gets hurt with those.
so since Dad said with the one shot,
Yeah.
so Anakin tries to do the same move on
Well,
Anakin.
Uh-huh.
He did the move where he's trying to do that one shot. He does that weird twirl, and he like in Revenge of the Sith.
Yes.
When they're fighting, like the first fight,
Yeah.
Anakin tries to do like that weird trick and try to get him, but he blocks it.
Yes.
He's tried to done that before.
Right. I know. Obi-Wan's wise. Obi-Wan's wise.
Yeah.
Okay. We talked about this a lot. And what do you guys think of Sabine's decision when she had the map and she was supposed to destroy it, but she didn't and gave it back to Balin? What do you guys think? You think it's stupid?
No, because this is what you should have just threw in the woods, threw in the lake.
Oh.
She has a freaking tracking device and just put it on there and just throw it.
Oh, throw a tracking device on it and
just chuck it.
Okay.
But this is her. Oh, you're fine. Just let me have it. I'm like,
all right.
yeah, but here's the thing. Like logically, I don't think Sabine could have thrown it that far, and even if she did, Balin could have just used the Force to catch it.
True.
So here's the thought:
Mhm.
Sabine had ammo. She had to have had, because she fired a few shots at Balin earlier, and she's pointing her blaster at the map as if she's going to destroy it. I'm sure Balin would have called her bluff if he knew that she didn't have any blast to fire.
Right.
And
right.
Balin literally puts away his saber. I know for a fact that he would not have been able to draw it out in time before Sabine fired. So why didn't Sabine just like fire at him, whether it be a critical or non-lethal hit, and then like run away? Like she could have gone for the leg and disabled him, ran off with the map.
the kneecap. That's the most.
Gotten Hu Yang. They could have searched for Ahsoka, and then they could have escaped and found Ezra. But she decided to hand the map over to Balin, which didn't make much sense if she had a blaster. So
Agree.
and Shin was still knocked out at the time.
I have a counterpoint. I have a counterpoint to this. We talked about this. It's definitely not the Jedi decision, but it's the right decision because Luke is in a similar pickle. He sees a vision of the Force and he's like, my friends are in trouble.
True.
Yoda and Obi-Wan are like, bro, you got to stay in Dagobah, get a couple more weeks of hot yoga because you're not ready to face Darth Vader. But he says, I must rescue my friends. They are in danger. And he has that immediate, like, I got to go. Sabine is in the same predicament where she knows this map is the key to get to Ezra. And Ezra's been gone for a long time. And they're closer than they have been in the past. I think it's the right decision.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
I think it's the wrong decision.
Okay.
But again, that's so stoic Jedi. This is not stoic Jedi anymore, man. We gotta be one with the living Force. And I think, I mean, fast forward a little bit, Ahsoka, Sabine apologizes like, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to do it, but and Ahsoka says it might have not been the right decision, but we're here right now and we'll deal with it.
Yeah.
So,
I felt like Sabine sold out the whole galaxy for one person who may or may not have been alive, and nobody called her out for it. Like,
yeah, I mean,
what I was expecting was a huge blow up between Ahsoka and Sabine, because I would have been upset, and I feel like that would have made for some great tension, because rehashing old wounds, how Sabine wasn't ready to be trained, and then she's making decisions like this when Ahsoka put her trust in her.
I know,
thought there'd be a huge
but
fight, but
okay,
there wasn't.
okay, all right. I'm gonna flip this to
Wait,
Kerwin,
I
and
gotta go.
okay. I gotta flip this to Kerwin. Okay, if Keith was in a different galaxy and you hadn't seen him for 10 years, and you only had one, this map is the way to get to Keith, but the bad guy's saying, like the good guy's saying, hey, you gotta destroy the map, and we'll figure out a different way. It's a very tough decision.
Yes, it's a selfish decision.
Yes, it is a selfish decision. Yes,
it is, and we knew from the very beginning that Sabine wanted to get Ezra back somehow.
Yes,
right, and that was really her mission.
Right.
Ahsoka's mission was to save the galaxy.
Right.
Sabine's
Right.
was a little more personal, so it wasn't a surprise that she chose that option.
Right.
But it still, I mean, if you're being trained as a Jedi, things that you learn when you become, when you're training to, as a Padawan, is that you have to put self behind you,
Yes,
right?
that's true.
And, selfishness goes, you can't be a selfish Jedi. You have to think about what is the mission? What is it about? What's the bigger picture? But we know, they told us throughout the series that Sabine is not one of the greatest Padawans that the Jedi have ever had.
There was some difficulty there.
Says you are the absolute worst Padawan I've ever had in all my years of teaching.
So it's not a surprise to the decision that she made to not save.
I ask me tomorrow, I might change my decision. It's definitely right. When you think about it, it's like, well, in the greater scheme of things, to Keith's point, it's like you're saving the galaxy because now Thrawn can't come back for sure. There's, it's going to take a longer time to figure out how to get him back. But again, then you won't see Ezra. So it's like, well, and you don't know if he's alive, but you're
exactly
assuming...
like imagine Ezra had been captured or he died on that planet.
He may not have even survived.
Really felt awful if he went there and Ezra's not even there. It would have been all for nothing. And then this entire plan would have gone south so fast it would have gone out the window before you could even say Pied Piper 3 times fast.
That's true. Okay. Next question. Did Ahsoka die?
What do you mean?
So this is same episode. She gets fallen off the cliff. She goes in the water, and then she gets to meet her old master, Anakin, in the world between worlds.
Yeah. Well, can I answer that question?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. She did not die, but she was near death. So to me, it seemed like a near-death experience. So she was in a coma.
Okay.
The fall. She's I'm not a doctor or anything like that, but neurologically, I guess, right? She is in a dream state. And then she sees
in Guardians, like how when the whatever was happening to him, when his chip malfunctioned, he went to heaven for about 10 seconds and he saw Lilla the otter and his friends, and she's like, can I come with you? And they're like, yeah, but it's not your time yet, and they sent him right back down.
That's exactly how I feel that Ahsoka went through.
Yeah, don't bring me to Guardians. Guardians is rough, man. That whole
that was a huge
so much emotional damage.
Right. No,
emotional damage.
Yes.
The High Evolutionary, they put him on the fast track to being the most hated villain ever.
Yeah.
I saw how it should have ended video. Even the villains didn't want to be near him.
Yeah, no, Guardians, man, that we were both crying in the theater. We were just like bawling our eyes out. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the worst. But anyways,
the worst. What'd you do?
I just wanted Rocket to fire a blaster at the High Evolutionary. I don't know what he was waiting for. I'm sure he wanted revenge, but he's just like, we're the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Again, when you think about it, that's not a hero thing. We gotta have compassion.
Yeah, but the Guardians have taken people out before.
Yeah, I mean, we have to have compassion on people. If we do the same thing as a bad guy, then we're a bad guy. It's tough. It's not the right decision.
Didn't they blow up Ego with the massive bomb that they had Baby Groot plant in him as a planet? I mean, and they're not really known for their morals. I mean, that was literally Star-Lord's father there.
True.
They have
True.
zero emotional ties
Yeah,
to the
I
High
know.
Evolutionary.
I know.
And he
It's-
also killed 3 of Rocket's friends when he was a child. I'm sure they wanted revenge, but like he's just
Yeah.
like, we're the Guardians of the Galaxy. And I'm like, okay. Also, didn't Ronan get like blown up with the Power Stone?
Yeah.
So
There's a lot. I mean, there's a lot to unpack there.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. So you're saying near death. What are you saying, Trent? What do you got? What do you
I
got?
agree with him.
Near death?
Yep, I agree. What do you say?
Part of me feels like because Anakin says at one point, "You're here quicker than I thought you would be." So part of me feels, and when they're scanning the water, there is no, they can't get them.
But how
But
do you know they're
Jason feels them in the Force. Like there's
Yeah.
something going on. She has a very Gandalf return, and
if you have not watched Lord of the Rings, just don't even come.
don't even
oh,
come.
spoilers.
I don't know. Personally, I think she died. I think she was in the world between worlds with the Force, and Anakin's trying to teach her one more lesson, essentially, to be who she needs to be and send her back. So she's really close. She's like near death, near very very near death.
And why?
Objection.
Yeah.
Get out!
Here's the
Yes.
thing. If Ahsoka was dead,
Uh-huh.
would Anakin bother teaching her a lesson? Like if there
True.
were no plans for her to return to life, then why would Anakin be teaching her a lesson if she
True.
was dead? I mean,
Okay.
there'd
Okay.
be
Sure,
no
Dad.
real reason to do that if she was just gonna be in the world between worlds.
That's true. Allowed. It's allowed. Thank you. All right.
So live action Rex.
Right. Okay. We brought this up at the beginning. Balin and Shin, fantastic. Probably my favorite part of the show.
But wait, but Balin was, he was a what's it called, a Padawan built similar, like
He was part of the Jedi Order.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. I think he was like a Padawan when
He
orders
was,
fell through. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's just him. When he was a little kid.
Is that him training in the Jedi Temple? Yeah. What is Balin searching for?
I think Balin might be searching for something regarding, I don't know, immortality or something. Or maybe he's trying to find the world between worlds.
True.
Okay. So here's my crackpot theory. Luke has a similar thing. Like Luke is like in Last Jedi, he's like, I've seen a lot of things, both life and death, and I'm removing myself from this cycle because I don't want to continue, because the cycle, there's good and evil, and if I'm really good, that means there's going to be something really evil coming along the way, and I'm just going to remove myself so I'm not part of this cycle. And Balin talks about the same thing, like, this goes on, and I want to do something different. Now, obviously, if you're, again, fan of the Mortis trilogy, he's standing on this statue that very much looks like the father, and
It is actually. And the son.
pointing. He's like pointing over there, and there's like this Mordor volcano way in the background or something.
Yeah. Like that. Listen to what Keith had to say.
I am. Go ahead, Keith.
I was just gonna say the daughter's statue is like desecrated because there's no head for some reason.
Yeah.
I think that's like the more between worlds, or something that is we don't even know.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
well, like in Star Wars history, we have no clue, or some kind of
Yeah, that's true.
some kind of some power, like lightsaber, like kind of like the dark saber. He might have some weapon to lead an army.
I mean, in the Mortis trilogy, essentially the father dies and it brings out balance to the Force, where the son is trying to convert Anakin to be the son. So we get to see a little bit of that explained in Mortis as far as the whole balance thing. Yeah, it's I absolutely love Balin and Shin. I was Kerwin, what did you think of him dismissing Shin at the end? Like, seems like they were inseparable, and then all of a sudden he's like, I got to do my own thing. What did you think of that?
It was surprising.
Yeah, I think Balin realized that the two of them had their own separate goals and they weren't seeing eye to eye.
Hmm.
Shin seemed to be, okay, let's just go after these Jedi,
Yeah.
get rid of them, go
Yeah.
back to Thrawn's ship, and then, work for Thrawn, or even though she doesn't like the witches. But that's what she's trained to do,
Yep.
That's her goal. Well,
Yep.
Balin's saying, okay, well, I actually don't want to leave this place. I think I want to stay to find what I'm looking for. So I think he made the right decision to say to her, okay, you know what your calling is. You go ahead and get whatever it is that you're looking for. Let me go this way. And then that's what happened, And then I was surprised that Shin, after failing to capture Ahsoka and Sabine, would have ran back to Thrawn's ship and get on it so that she get off the planet.
Let's get me out of here.
There, I don't know.
Yeah.
So, but I have a theory as to why she's still there.
Oh.
I think she's unfortunately, because of losing Ray Stevenson, someone else is going to have to carry his vision.
True.
And I think that's going to be Shin. So we're not going to see Balin anymore. But I think Shin, as his apprentice, will know, okay, this is what my master was searching for. He's gone. I'm going to find it for him. So I think that's the reason why she's still on Peridia.
True.
But what's gonna take him out?
Yeah, but true. That's what I was thinking.
Well, that's a good question. Yeah, I don't know. How's he going to die? I don't know. How
Or just like says he's like something like animal or like some kind of like, or he just has a heart attack and heals.
Yeah, I know.
I hope it's a very sentimental send off.
Well,
I don't want it to just
obviously,
be some throwaway line like, "Oh, we don't know what happened to him." It's gotta be something worthy of somebody as goated as Ray Stevenson.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, in this instance, I would vote for a recasting. I mean, this happens from time to time. I mean, happened in Harry Potter, with Dumbledore and
the recast Dumbledore.
Yes, that's right.
Well, you can't even see his face because he's got that long beard.
Long beard.
This is him.
And the glasses.
Yeah.
They recast Sarah Lance from Arrow.
Yeah, I mean,
Recasting
these
happens all
things
the
do
time.
happen. I mean, they recasted
Brody.
what's his name from
Brody
from Avengers? What's his name? War Machine. That guy.
Brody.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Brody.
So I mean, these
Yes.
things happen. It
Wait,
happens.
Wait, is it Iron Man's friend the
The black guy. Yeah.
What happened?
It was two different actors.
Okay,
It
but what
didn't
happened?
used to be Don Cheadle.
Yes.
Yeah.
What happened to him?
He wanted more money.
It
He
was
wanted
Terrence Howard,
basically.
he wanted more pay. They said no. They kicked him out, and they got Don Cheadle for Iron Man too.
Yeah.
And it's been him ever since.
Yes. Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah. He's great. I mean, they're both great actors. Don't get me wrong, but. So this happens in Hollywood. It happens. I think again, his story's still not done. So I feel like they should continue his story because I am so like every time I saw him on screen, I was so bummed for Ray Stevenson because it was like, gosh, he is so good. It's just everything about it.
How did Balin die? Heart attack, old age. What happened?
Who's it?
Balin. How did he die?
We don't know. They didn't say. I think he had a heart attack. I'm not.
That's what I heard. Yes.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. So.
Yeah, but the other thing I'm so confused about, like, is he the only thing is he gonna die? Is he just gonna be like, oh
yeah, I don't know.
He just died from something. Like,
yeah,
cares?
I don't know. I'm not really sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think again, it seems like it's going to continue. The story's going to continue. Hopefully, with this actor strike, we can get that figured out very soon. So, but yeah, I think his story has to continue, especially considering where they're at in the planet and all that kind of fun stuff. So
maybe.
Okay, guys. Keith, Kerwin, we were talking about this. We're texting back and forth. We got zombies in Star Wars, guys. What the heck? This book here. This is called Death Troopers. Very Halloween-y.
Very blood.
This one, Death Troopers. It's basically like they have a virus on the ship. Han and Chewie investigate the Star Destroyer, and they're reanimated stormtroopers, and it's a bad virus, and they have to get off.
Wait,
and
they should make a comic book about this.
That's the Death Troopers. But in this episode, in this couple episodes, the stormtroopers, when we get to see them with Thrawn, they're a little different. They got little duct tape, a little gold to them. What did you guys think?
What do you mean? What do you mean, like duct tape and gold? What do you mean, like?
Well, they are. I mean, they are wrapped. They have wrappings around them, like almost like
They got all kinds of duct tape over that.
yeah,
armor.
like gaffy tape. Like they got just tape and I mean, they did this with Kylo and his helmet. It's a Japanese term. When you build pot, you break pottery and you put it back together. It's some kind of term.
Yes.
I don't.
Yeah.
I forget what it's called, but
I don't care.
I'm not
I just want to see
that
more
educated to
zombie
remember. So, but
Right.
it's like building something new. It's a kind of art form in Japanese, and it's called some word. But
yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah, it was pretty cool to see.
Yeah.
But you couldn't tell whether they were human or not.
never saw it.
Yeah,
No, I looked at the jawbone. The jawbone, I saw it was like it looked like deformed. Like it looks like it's like slowly going away. Like the skin and turn. It's a very like. Do you know how like some old people look like they have like barely any skin left to even look alive?
Yeah.
That's them.
That's
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as I was saying about Balin earlier, maybe he's trying to restore the balance between the father, the son, and the daughter.
True.
I like
Maybe
that.
He wants to be like the new guardian of the Force or something.
The Guardian. Wait. The billion of the Guardians of the Galaxy. It's like imagine like
no Guardians of the Force. Yeah.
Guardians of the Force.
Yeah.
New
Guardians
movie
of the
coming out.
Will.
Wait.
Sounds like a book title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were talking about the zombies.
Zombies.
Yes.
I want more. I wish they did like a show about like some kind of like some
no,
people that does like
no,
yes.
no.
Now, I do like the Night Sisters. I
Yes.
think they're if you watch the Clone Wars, they're an awesome characters. How they
spaghetti.
use the Force in a different way. They're still Force sensitive, but they use the dark side of it, right? Which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I didn't know where they were going with these troopers, these zombie troopers, because after you shoot them down, and then they get back up, well, you're going to shoot them down again. So what is the purpose? Is
They're just going to
that
be riddled.
they're just going to keep coming up, and you're going to keep shooting at them? Was it a distraction, maybe?
I think it was meant to slow them down.
True.
So that Thrawn could have more time to escape. Because at this point, it was just a matter of minutes before his ring powered up. So they just wanted to keep these 2 Jedi and 1 imposter, off of the ship for as long as they could.
So it's one and done. You probably are never going to see these zombie troopers again.
Especially because most of them got
well, but what's in those boxes that they're hauling to the ship?
True.
I don't know.
I think they're caskets of stormtroopers.
It could be.
Imagine just like
why are they taking all this time to load that from the temple to the ship?
True.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that was very interesting. Yeah, it could be something
not the
like
Ashes
that.
theory.
Yeah, we talked about this a little bit, that maybe, there's a theory out there that maybe Darth Maul is in one of those caskets, right?
What?
Maybe the remains of Darth Maul, and they're taking him back to Dathomir to revive him.
I mean, really cheapen Maul though.
Right, I don't want that to happen.
Considering it'd be like the second
time
he's come back.
I'm back again, guys.
No, wait, no.
I mean, they're gonna make this man like the Loki of Star Wars.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think that's appropriate to do, but that's what I'm hearing.
Normal. He's just like, hey, then he just gets chopped in half. Comes into a spider-looking freaking guy. Then he gets died again. He turns into like a robot-looking guy.
A zombie guy, yeah.
Yeah, like a robot. Yeah. But it would be cool if they could do a zombie Darth Maul.
Gross.
That would be pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, I think obviously they're coming back to the other galaxy, and maybe they're trying to repair Dathomir, because again, with the Clone Wars, if you're not familiar with that, I mean, essentially Grievous and his battle droids decimated the Night Sisters on Dathomir. And again, if you're not familiar with like the black magic that the Night Sisters were doing, that's how Savage Opress was born. He's supernaturally created. And we had kind of in Rebels too, I think we had some, kind of Night Sisters that were dead, if you will. And so yeah, it's there in Star Wars. It was just cool seeing it in live action, which was fantastic.
Yeah, yeah. Again, if you're fans of Clone Wars or Rebels, you're loving all this. You know what I mean? But for those who didn't see it, it looks kind of weird.
It looks a little weird.
Like, okay, yeah. Well, who are these witches? And I didn't know Star Wars had witches, and where do they come from, and what are they doing, and why is Thrawn with them? It's a little, leaves a lot of questions.
There's a lot of fill in the blanks that are not there, which again, based on the show, you get it's a fine line, a fine balance of what's going on. Like, do you explain all this, or do you just keep on going? And Star Wars usually, even, again, with A New Hope, it didn't really explain stuff. It's like, I don't know what's going on. Well, you're going to find along the way. And you kind of fill in those gaps. So let's kind of, before we get to just some little tweaks, let's talk about Anakin Skywalker and Hayden Christensen here. What'd you think there, Kerwin?
I thought that Hayden Christensen was the best he's ever been as Anakin Skywalker. He was wonderful. I think he was more comfortable with the role.
Yeah.
He had more source material to work with because he kind of incorporated Matt Lanter's portrayal of Anakin in the Clone Wars along with his acting, as Anakin in live action. He brought the two together. Yeah. And I think he did a wonderful job. So I'm so glad to see him back.
Wait, is there the cartoon Anakin and
it's different? It's a different actor. He's a voice actor.
Yeah,
remember we met him at C2E2.
Oh yeah, I met the girl. She was like, I told her I've watched old
Ashley Eckstein. They met her too.
Yeah.
The
other thing that so is it the same guy who did Revenge of the Sith?
It is Hayden. Yes.
Oh my
Hayden,
God. I feel like that was his best work.
I thought he was absolutely fantastic.
Same. I like his.
And can we talk? I mean, I think that was a Dave Filoni episode. Maybe not the one where they kind of flash and when he's going into war and they just flash Vader. Oh my gosh.
Filoni.
That was Filoni.
I was like, this is the best Star Wars.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
that's peak Star Wars.
This is
we saw live action Rex.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Right.
Rex is my favorite clone trooper.
It is your favorite clone trooper?
No, I thought it was Anakin Skywalker. Yeah, of course it is.
I know, but they cheapened. They could have shown the clones, and they didn't. They put a towel over the guy's head, and they didn't show Rex. It would have been. I would have been if it was
Cody and Rex are good.
I know, but it would have been fun if it was Tamara Morrison. It would have been fun to see him as Rex or something or at least a version of Rex, But they didn't take off the helmet, and they didn't show any clones. They kind of did some camera angle stuff where you didn't.
Well, they didn't need to, honestly.
I know, but it's
to the plot.
It's just a little thing. But yeah, we got to see live action Rex.
Yeah.
But Hayden was on point. His lightsaber stuff is he's still got it. The guy still got it. He was doing some of the stuff that we saw, and in fact, they talked about it in I think it was Obi-Wan when they were talking about Hayden getting back into using lightsaber and stuff like that. I mean, he did the backwards twirl thing that we saw in Revenge of the Sith.
That's what they used to try to do the backwards twirl, and that's Obi-Wan. That's
I know.
It's just Obi-Wan's probably one of the best trainers.
Oh yeah, Obi-Wan's the best.
But who was the first Jedi?
We don't know.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Yeah, we don't know that, but I just loved Hayden. I thought it was great. I loved the lesson that she was
life or death.
Life or death. Yeah,
that's really.
Well, I mean, I feel like life. That's a really good choice.
Death,
yeah. And it was cool seeing a live action version of him in the Clone Wars. I thought that was awesome, So there you have it. Okay, as we wrap up, what are a couple things that you would like to tweak a little bit? And 2 questions: what do you like to tweak, and then what do you want to see going forward?
All right. Well, here's something I'd like to tweak.
Okay.
So Bean's character journey as Force sensitive, honestly, I feel like it didn't really it didn't fly with me. Like
True.
for
Oh.
10
Same with me.
years there was absolutely no advance in her force powers, and she couldn't lift a cup in the second episode. All of a sudden
she's hurling Ezra across this huge gap.
Yeah, I mean, she's tossing Ezra across a deadly gap, and she's throwing stormtroopers all across. Like, all of a sudden, she went for like 0 to 100 with force abilities. Picking up the lightsaber in a time of need, that made a bit of sense.
Yeah, that makes
It was
sense.
kind
Right.
of a Luke Skywalker move,
Yes.
like how when he was
Yeah, at desperate times, yeah, it's like, I got to do this.
injured, he
Yeah.
called on the force answered, and both of them ended up saving themselves by doing that. But then Sabine just started ramping up the force sensitivity. Like, I think in Empire Strikes Back, Luke barely used the force for the rest of the movie.
Well, but I think what is good in Empire is that when he finally confronts Vader, he's like, oh man, I've been trained with Yoda. I got this, man. And then you just see the overall mastery and power that Darth Vader has. And he's just like, literally, he doesn't even lift a hand, and he's throwing boxes at him, and he's like, bah, bah. And he's like, he's not even straining. He's just kind of like sitting back, like doing his thing. And Luke is like sweating. He's like, oh, I'm trying to do this thing. And you could tell Vader right away as like the master,
Yeah. Darth Vader's one of the best
But in that fight.
But you could see, like, again, like, you're right, Keith, like, where she is trying to move a cup, and she can't even move the cup, like, across the table,
True, and like I wish she did like they could recap like how she did the training of like how did she from like 0 to like can't even move a cup to 100 like
Mhm.
that's the
hey man, she changed her cracks from leisure mode to sport mode, right? Yeah, that's what happened there. So.
Now, here's something I wouldn't have been averse to. If they had just started off the show with Sabine being force sensitive and then showed it getting better throughout the show.
Yeah.
It was a big jump.
Years, and it's been 10 years, and it's funny to believe that Sabine is just now all of a sudden showing force sensitivity when she's already been doing training. So I think it would have made sense to have her have force sensitivity and be able to use it better at the beginning of the show, or have her not be force sensitive at all and stick to using a saber as a weapon, because a Mandalorian with a saber is a pretty formidable enemy. Like, her Beskar armor is built to withstand sabers. I mean, if it's pure Beskar, otherwise if it's like diluted with other metal, it's not as strong. But if it's pure Beskar, it's made to withstand lightsabers because of the Mandalorian wars against the Jedi. So at this point, I mean, I'm just surprised at the character development.
True.
Love it.
I agree with him.
Kerwin?
Yeah. I wish we would have known what Balin's journey was. What was he up to? Yeah. And I don't know if it was intentional. Maybe they felt, okay, well, Ahsoka is going to have a season 2 anyway. Right. So we can continue it in the next season. But I think it would have been more satisfying. And we didn't know what was going to happen with Rey, obviously. Yeah. It would have been more satisfying if we knew, at the end, at least in the finale, this is what he is searching for. It's like, wow, that awesome.
Would have really made my day.
Rather than we may never know.
Right.
I would have changed that.
Yep, I agree. Good point.
And the other thing,
Trent, what do you got? What's your one?
The tweak, I agree with Keith. I agree with him. Mm-hmm. The thing I want to see is Ahsoka and Rex and Sabine. Or like and like how like they meet up, and like one of my favorite episodes of the Clone Wars was Stinky with the Stinky.
Yeah. That was right at the beginning.
Or when Rex is getting the chip out of his brain.
Ooh, yeah.
That was a newer one. Like
that was
half the things I can barely
remember. Yeah.
But some of the things as a good childhood, like I can remember that. Like I used to watch like
you're a grown man now. Yeah. When you're a child. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. It's a decade later.
All right. I have two tweaks. First is Ahsoka was the worst for the first 4 episodes. She was like the worst. She was so stiff. And I was like, this cannot be the same character that we saw in The Jedi, Mandalorian Season 2. She was funny, whimsical, very Jedi, very awesome when she meets Grogu. It's just some of the best Star Wars. And like, this is the same character in the same timeline, and she's like super stiff. She's like super like just not until she basically goes to the Force Between Worlds and comes back, she's a little bit more loosey goosey. I just like, she's like the worst character of the show for like the first couple episodes. I'm like, everyone's great, and she's like, I'm mad and depressed, and I don't. And it's like, cannot be the same character. Just this whole thing that she just met with Grogu, and just who she was and how she is a character.
Yeah.
I mean, that debut in Mandalorian is fantastic, and then she comes in and she's like, I'm not, I'm just like, oh my gosh.
Like,
All right, well, here's the thing. You have to remember that, like, at this point, she's had the falling out with Sabine. She's not exactly in the mood to be jokey.
But she
like
had the
with
falling
Grogu.
out when she met Grogu. It's already happened.
That's true. That's a good
It's
point.
already happened.
Grogu, this was a different person, and it's a baby. I mean, everybody's happy around babies except when they're crying.
And baby Grogu. We love the Grogu.
But
Yeah,
still,
like-
But
still.
I don't know, man. She's acting like she has some serious PTSD in this
I'm
this
sure
episode,
she
and that's
does.
fine. That's fine, but like that's not the same character we saw in the Jedi.
I'm not trying to make fun of anybody
Yeah.
who has PTSD, but
Right.
still,
she just feels. I understand there's
Yeah.
trauma there,
yeah,
but
and like she's like that's how like the one thing
she's
I
just
hate,
very
like,
disapproving
right.
of Sabine.
Yeah, that's how like every movie now is. Like back in the day, it's like all like it's like do you know like in Revenge of the Sith? Which one? Which one? Darth Maul?
Phantom Menace.
Phantom Menace. I haven't watched Star Wars in a long time. Phantom Menace. They're like doing like all like what to do a lightsaber. Like they're doing all the tricks with a single lightsaber, doing all the tricks. But now like in the what's the last movie of the
Rise of Skywalker.
Rise of Skywalker.
yeah, this is the one like Laurie and Kylo Ren like like where has it gone? Like you know what I mean? Like with the lightsaber tricks. That's like
I think that's a tangent.
Yes, I gotcha.
But
All right, I gotta herd you back. All right, I gotta herd you back.
Yeah,
So my
I will
next
say to
point,
your
my next
of, like,
next
Ahsoka
tweak.
being-
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. I'll say to your point of Ahsoka being a bit upset and kind of disapproving, it's anecdotal bias in a way. Like, if you know something and you've seen something happen, you're actively seeking out that behavior so it fits your standards. It's not even something that you have to consciously do. It's just something your brain does. Like, Sugar Rush, not real. But everybody has heard of Sugar Rush,
Right.
and everybody believes Sugar Rush.
Right.
So they're looking for ways to support their argument of Sugar Rush. But really, sugar is something that's served at a lot of high energy places like birthday parties or arcades or video game places. So when kids get really excited over sugar, it's not really the
It's
sugar
not the cake. It's
as
not the
much as
cake.
it is
Yeah.
the actual happiness and all the overloading, like all the sounds and the movies. So
Man.
Interesting.
Yeah, very Jedi. Oh my gosh, look at bringing the wisdom. All right, my second and final tweak is this ending is just flat. It's just flat. It's like super great. We got to see our little Force owl. We got to see Anakin as Force Ghost. Those are all great things. But like, I just go back to season 1 Mandalorian. Moff Gideon comes out of the crash TIE fighter. And he's holding the dark saber. It's just like, oh my gosh. And then you're like, yeah.
That's like shut the front door.
I was just like so blown away. Season 2 of Mandalore, we get Luke Skywalker showing up, and I'm standing on my couch, I'm screaming, I'm like, yes! Like it's just like peak Star Wars. And then even after that, we can see Boba Fett take out Bib Fortuna, and you're just like, what is going on? This is great. And this episode, we see a Force Owl and Anakin Ghost. Like, give me something. Give me, like, to your point, Kerwin, give me something that I just gotta chew on. Like, what? Like, show me something that Balin that we haven't seen. Like, maybe it's a Force entity or whatever he's looking for. We get to see a little bit of it. Like, just a hint. Like, something like that. And I feel like the same thing with, like, even season 3 of Mandalorian. It just... Give me the mythosaur. Give me something to chew on till I'm ready to, like, I'm still talking about it. Like, I feel like, again, not that every episode has to end on a cliffhanger, but it just felt a little
dry.
It felt dry. Thank you. It felt dry.
No.
It's just like
Like an cooked turkey.
I'm so glad we got to see Force Ghost Anakin, but just give me something to chew on so I'm still talking about it.
Yeah,
I just felt like that was a little whatever. So
Yeah, they could have done like something really cool, like
Yeah.
like,
Yep.
like it's always
Yeah.
All right, well, to your point, I do think the ending was a little bit shocking.
Yeah.
In the fact that we'd spent this entire time just to do the good old Indiana Jones bag switch, swapped out Ezra Throy for
Yes.
Ahsoka and Sabine,
Yes.
and then we just ended off there like there were no plans, and Ahsoka was weirdly chill about it. She's just like, okay.
We're here. We're here.
I was
Great.
expecting more of an existential crisis than a normal Monday reaction. Like I felt like that was a bit shocking of how nonchalant Ahsoka was.
We're in a different galaxy. We'll just chill with the turtle people. It's great.
Yeah, I think Sabine had the right idea.
Like,
we're stranded here. What are you doing?
Wait, you said turtle people? I thought we were Team Hermit.
All right, Team Hermit. I'm sorry. Yeah, I think she's like, we're good. Or, again, like, if it's not the bailing thing, like, show me what Thrawn's gonna do a little bit. Like, give me, are they gonna be, like, or show them landing at Dathomir or something. I don't know. Just show me something a little bit more,
Yeah, they could have told us what was in the pods,
Yeah,
that
cargo thing was like
they
really
kept referring to for the last 3 episodes. Oh, we can't leave until these pods are loaded. We got but what is in it? Like tell us what is in it.
Like,
exactly. Or
we're so driven around the fact that we gotta go load this cargo. We gotta go load this cargo.
Yeah.
Or it could be like dead Jedis.
Ooh.
Like why are they at a temple from like we don't even know about, like dead Jedis?
Maybe they're Night Sisters too. They could be
Night Sisters or dead Jedis.
Sure.
Think about it.
Now, think about it. And then the other thing, Ezra, come on. Why are you wearing your helmets when you get off the ship?
I mean, honestly, if any of these rebels had just one brain cell more, they would have opened fire instantly. Like,
well, stun them. They would have stunned them. Rebels would have stunned them.
I see a stormtrooper. It's on sight for me. Like on sight of seeing that stormtrooper, I am going to fire a stun bolt and stun that trooper so that we can interrogate them. Like that would have been surprising. You know what would have been funny is if Hera stunned the trooper and his helmet fell off, and they were like,
that would have been awesome. That would have been hilarious and awesome. And like Ezra could have been like ow and like passed out. But because like when the Jedi showed up, that was one of my favorite parts when Balin and Shin showed up, and the officer's like, "There's no Jedi around here." Like he was all pompous and stuff, and then they just showed up, and I was like, yeah.
Or the first episode, that weird like love thing. They're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm gonna miss you." The love thing, the 2 lovebirds.
That was in Obi-Wan, no?
No. The first episode when Balin, they were like, oh, they're captured, and they're like, oh, look at my lovebird, and they're like the 2 lovebirds, like the 2 different the 2 different species. It was in the first episode.
No, that was
Mando.
No, it wasn't.
That was Mandalorian.
No, it wasn't. It was
with it was with the Mon Calamari and the other person.
No, that was the first. No, that was the first episode. That was the first episode when Balin just shows up out of nowhere and just kills them.
No. Sorry.
I think we're blending timelines here.
It's very hard to keep track, I'll tell you that much. But
yeah, know what would be really helpful is a timeline for the Mandoverse.
Yeah. So
like nobody really knows when any of these things happen.
Okay. Yeah. Well, again, I think we all agree it was a great show. We got to see a lot of different things we didn't see, but there's a little room for improvement for anything. Yeah. But overall,
always.
I mean,
I think
overall,
for me, Ahsoka was a definite hit. Like
it was a definitely hit. Yeah, I totally agree.
Like I don't have that many grievances, and the few I do were pretty small. So
yeah, I would definitely. Yeah, are we gonna give grades? What do you want to give?
B-.
A B-? Ooh, okay. Tough crowd.
I guess for me that'd be an A- for the
A-, all right.
It's an A or B- for me. It's just like they could have done so much more. It's like,
okay.
Like Ahsoka could have just like done some like weird Jedi thing, she could have done like some weird thing that looks like.
All right, so you're saying B-.
B-.
An A or a B+, because a B- is worse than a B.
Yeah. I'm gonna a B+ or a B.
I'm B+. I'm B+. Because like there's a lot to love about this. I think definitely it's a B plus. But
B plus.
Kerwin, where do you land? Where's your letter grade?
Yeah, I would say B. Yeah, I just wish they would have answered some of our questions. I mean,
There you
we're on
go.
this journey
Yeah.
for 8 episodes, and I
Yes.
think we end up with more questions to
Than
ask
answers.
than answered.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we got a B minus, a B, a B plus, and then Keith, what was your final?
A minus.
A minus. All right.
The pass.
That's a pass.
That's
still
a pass.
passing.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
it's all passing grades. Yeah, I agree. Awesome. Very cool. All right. Well, we have a little trivia. Let's see if our listeners can figure this out. Don't give out the answers, okay?
Oh.
So, what is the owl species that shows up? And what does it mean? That's the two questions. If you can send us an email at bigtlittlepodcast@gmail.com. We'll send out a little prize pack. Whoever answers that first. All right.
Can we answer it
But
first?
No, you can't give it.
you can't do it. You're excluded. You're excluded, brother. I'm sorry. Sorry, bro. It's kind of like, like that's a little lawyer talk, like, blah, 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 blah. And if you're like part of the show, you can't answer the question.
Yes.
So sorry, man.
Not eligible.
I'm so sorry. But
I don't appreciate the disrespect.
well,
Disrespectful.
thanks again, Space Wizards, Plastic Spacemen, and Rebel Princesses for listening to another episode of Big T and
Little T,
a Star Wars podcast. You can find us on socials, Big T, Little T Podcast, Instagram, BLILT Podcast on Twitter, and then twitch.tv/Big T, Little T. We're playing a lot of Fortnite Mares. We're loving it. The OG's coming back.
Yes.
We're excited. So there you go. And Keith and Kerwin, where can people find you?
You can find us wherever you get your podcasts. Our socials are Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Father.Son.Galaxy, website Father.Son.Galaxy.com. Please donate to our Patreon page, patreon.com/Father.Son.Galaxy. And our merch store, Father.Son.Galaxy.myspreadshop.com. It's getting cold. We got lots of sweaters and some mugs to keep us warm.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. We might have to get some.
Sounds
good. Okay. Very cool. Awesome. Well, guys, it's always good having you.
Yeah.
It's family. I love talking Star Wars. We could probably do this for a couple hours, but Keith said he's got to go somewhere. He's got places to go.
Same. I got places to go.
You got places to go? Okay.
Yeah, I gotta go fix the temporal loom, guys.
There you go. Well, again, when we come back, we'll probably be talking some Star Wars or something. You know what I'm saying? Maybe some Legos. We got to catch up on some Lego. There's a lot going on there.
Guys, look.
How do we end? Do you remember?
I'll look at that.
Oh, Wolverine, brother. Yeah,
Okay.
I love me some Wolverine.
Okay. Truly wonderful the mind of a child is.
And may the force be with you always. Bye. Bye.
See you guys. Dad, look at the droid selling queso.
It's not polite to talk about others like that.
It's okay, kids. What are the chances he's gonna hear us?
It's high. It's very high. Don't worry. You can make up for your embarrassment by procuring some of my queso. It has flavor.
Only K2's Mucho Queso is made from a blend of Bantha and Thala siren milks.
Here, ingest this.
Ew, it stinks.
I could say the same for you.
What?
This is so good.
Congratulations. Your taste buds are being rescued.
Daddy, let's buy it.
Your behavior, young lady, is continually unexpected.
Rebels will love the home-style meltiness of K2's Mucho Queso. The Empire? Well, Marva said it best.
Let's get going, kids.
Try K2's Mucho Queso. You'll love it. Cassian said you had to.